And hello, everybody. Robert Adducci here, and we are going to show you a Myth demo today. I'm here with the Myth Dawn of Heroes line developer, Eric Simon. Welcome, Eric.
Hello, Robert. Good to see you
So,
again.
yeah, good to see you. So let's get into this. Well, first, people can go and you can download the Myth Dawn of Heroes demo as print and play on our website, and then you can. There's also a link to the Tabletop Simulator mod, which is what we're playing today. It includes two of the heroes, two of the four heroes. Is that right?
Two of the five. There will be
Five
five
heroes.
heroes. Mhm.
Nice. So it includes the soldier and the acolyte. I will be playing the soldier. Eric will be playing the acolyte. And I have played this demo, although it's been several months now. And so I'm kind of coming back to it new. So I'll probably be asking a lot of questions. If you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask them and we will answer them as we can.
Yeah. I will say, Robert, that a number of things have changed since you have last played this, and some of that was certainly on the Acolyte, in part due to your feedback. If you read the support rule on the Acolyte's hero board, you'll recognize that that is one of the things that we were talking about when we did that playtest.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it is something that we can take a look at. Yeah. So the support, when you were playing, there was some confusion as to some of the cards that the Acolyte might want to play when they realize another hero is playing a particular card or taking a particular action.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the support cards now enable that. They have that keyword that allows them to be played in the middle of a card resolution, which is
Nice.
unique in the game.
Mm-hmm.
In this new iteration of Myth, the general rule is that cards fully resolve before you move on to the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really important. It's really important that you fully resolve the card before moving on. So today we are going to be playing through the Avatar of Shadow, and this is just the first act is available on the demo, and it's technically the beta version. It's mostly finished, but all of these elements may change before the final product. This is just something that we wanted to get out to people as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this out to my screen so you don't have to follow along, but I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of things before we start. First of all, the prologue says the heroes help a desperate father rescue his daughter, Lucy, from her possessed doll. They succeed, but at a terrible cost. In desperation, Lucy's father reaches out to dark forces for help in saving her. These types of bargains have consequences. A primordial evil force, the darkness, places a splinter of itself into Lucy, transforming her into its avatar on this plane, the Avatar of Shadow. So we have a little girl who is currently the Avatar of Shadow, the representative of the very darkness that we are fighting. So this tells you how to set up the game. Gives you the tile setup, and you'll notice that this puts all four tiles right together, or five rather. We will not be doing that. We'll be doing scene by scene, but they are technically understood to be all together in the same sequence.
Mm-hmm.
The monster spawn. So in this iteration of Myth, we have monster spawn by scene, and in this case, it's the whole act uses the same spawn. So we'll only be using unholy spawns, and the spawn point diagrams will be indicated for each scene. A normal spawn is the number of heroes plus 2 shamblers. So in our case, that'll be 4 shamblers. And then a heavy spawn will be the same number of shamblers plus a soulless, which
Mm-hmm.
is a little more challenging, obviously. To finish the first act, we must speak with the priest and then leave the prison by successfully performing the jump to safety tasks. So that's our goal, and then we lose if we all die or cannot escape the prison. Who knows if we'll succeed today? I think I think we have a good chance, but you never know.
We'll see.
Um, okay, so before we even get onto the board, um, we now have some things that we'll be doing as we get into the act. So there's sort of a prologue, and there are things that we have to do. So our first task is tracking Lucy. She is heading west through briar and bramble and loamy earth. If she reaches the mountains of fire, there will be no catching her. Now, this is a cumulative test. It is a cumulative test with nature and guile. So nature is the blue symbol, guile is the green, and we are going to roll a cumulative test where we each have one chance to perform this task. So you are going to go ahead and roll your fate die pool first. So on your hero board, you'll see that you have your dice pool, and you have 2 fate dice. That's standard for a starting character. And you have a fate die power, which lets you change guile into rage, which is not necessarily useful right now. And then you would check if you have any items that also allow you to roll fate dice. In this case, you do not. So you're just going to roll your 2 fate dice and hope.
All right.
Yikes.
It's 2 darkness.
That is 2 darkness. Okay, so that is not success. So that's just a thing that we won't have. Now I have a Worn Prayer Book, which does give me +1 fate die on my skill rolls, and I can change darkness into faith. So darkness is the black, faith is the orange, and again that won't help. That particular power won't help me, but at least I'm rolling 3 fate dice. So here's hoping. And wow. We utterly failed this one. Now, luckily, this particular task, so tasks vary. Sometimes it's good to succeed and not awful to fail, which is this case. And then sometimes it's okay to succeed and bad to fail. So let's hope we do better on the next one. So our failure is it took you longer than you care to admit finding her trail. That time might cost you. So we didn't get anything bad, but we also didn't get the good things that would have come from a success. All right, the heroes track the Avatar across the 4 kingdoms. The darkness guides Lucy towards something unknown in the west, and she leaves a trail of death and horror. She is the perfect vessel. Everyone trusts little girls. Lucy speaks into the heroes' dreams at night. She asks for help, pleads for salvation, cackles madly, and cowers in the fear and the void. Always the guilt of her story stays with the heroes, heavy and alive, a splinter of her shadow forever fixed in the heroes' souls. A hot wind brings fragments of dirt and bone from the wasteland of the Risen far to the south. The heroes stand at the foot of Hygel. The mountains of fire cast the horizon red. These lands are all but lost to the followers of the light. High above, among the jagged peaks of the mountains, hides the prison of Arthas. And now we climb to Arthas. The climb is steep. There are occasional steps carved into the stone, but often you must resort to lifting each other up. This is a cumulative test, and this time we are trying to reach 2 successes, but they are faith and rage, which are the things we're good at. So let's hope we do a little better. If you would like to roll yours first.
All right. So I got my 2, and my power is what? I can change...
If you roll a guile, you can change 1 guile into a rage.
Into a rage, so that's good for me. All right, so I'm going to go 2 of these. Oh, and how do I clear these again?
If you just click on the dice roller, you don't even have to... you don't even have to get rid of those. Just, yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Oof. Okay, so that's one of the symbols we were looking for last time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if I can get us any faith. I got 1.
Just 1.
And I cannot change guile. That is not enough.
Not enough. Ouch.
So, yeah, this is going to be a challenging start. So you make it up, much worse for wear. Each hero receives 3 damage. So go ahead and change your vitality down by 3. Yeah, that's definitely a thing we're going to need to deal with as soon as possible. Um, so yeah. Whew.
Ouch.
And okay, the entryway is thick with bodies and the smell of blood, evidence of a battle lost. The bodies of several defenders litter the area near the door, hacked and burnt beyond recognition. A short distance across the death-stained stone floor is a single soldier who is still alive, but in agony. You move to help him, but stop short. The newly dead begin to rise. Further down the hall, hidden by dust and darkness, you sense something far worse. Glowing eyes and an evil aura from the shadows. A soulless. And so here we have the first scene set up for us. So let's go ahead and place our heroes in. Oops, that's you. I'll let you put yourself where you want to be. But in the starting area. And so our goal in this one is to defeat the unholy, and open the door. So this tells us how to set things up. The spawn area is these two sections on the left. So we'll get to that when we need to. So to defeat the unholy, we must kill the soulless. Well, destroy the soulless. I guess it's already dead. And so the soulless captain, when we do defeat him, we'll get a key that will help us open the door. Now, if you look at the door task, you'll see that the door is a cumulative test 10 with guile. So if we had somebody who was good at guile, like Osei the Brigand, we could just bypass the soulless and run in there and throw a bunch of dice at trying to pick the lock. And that would get us through the scene. But in our case, it's probably better because if we get the key, it just automatically collects the required tokens. So we probably want to defeat the soulless and get the key. There are a couple of other things that we can do. Right here is a grave we can search for stuff. There are also 2 crates that we can search again for stuff. There is a soldier that we could save, but that task is not available in the demo. And the main reason for that is if you save the soldier, he becomes an ally, and we've not included the ally rules in the demo.
Okay.
So that's the reason that token is there, but not any corresponding task. So I'm going to keep this page open because those will be the tasks that we need, and we're just going to try and work our way through this scene.
All right.
And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and shuffle our decks and draw 5 cards. Okay. I have a little bit of healing, but not a lot. So
yeah, it looks like I've got, you can have this, which is to, if I'm in the cautious stance, I could draw a card. I can play this card immediately after playing, and I'll take that card. Play this card on the I'll take that card to attack the monster whose attack you prevented. So that's an interrupt. I got a free action for the hidden blade to make an attack. I've got a battle roar, which is a free action, and I can all heroes can remove the terrified status effect while this card is in one of your spaces. All heroes on your current tile, including you, gain -1 target number to hit with the attack actions. So wait, a -1 to hit? That's good, right? That's
so read the text.
So it says, while this card is in one of your action spaces, all heroes on your current tile, including you, gain -1 TN to hit with attack actions.
Yes. So so it is easier to hit things.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I've got the easy way: search your draw pile for a card of your choice and add it to your hand. So that'll be good for later. Oh no, it's your draw pile. So that's and then Harvest of Bones, which is an area attack.
Right.
Nice.
So I think so. We've got these 3 shamblers on the bottom edge along the bottom edge, and then we've got that crate, and then we've got one Shambler and the Solus between us and the door. So, which ones do you want?
Well, I've got that. I've got that Harvest of Bones, which is a area effect. So I will. I'll take the ones at the bottom.
Okay. What now? In Myth, we can play in any order. As long as we fully resolve a card before moving on to the next one, you could play a bunch of cards and then I could go, or we could trade back and forth. And we can do this based on the situation as it evolves. So why don't you go ahead and start with that?
Yeah, so I was going to start with my Battle Roar. So that's
Okay.
Gives all heroes may remove the terrified status, which I don't think will do. The Shamblers do that, or do the Solus do that?
We definitely don't have terrified right now.
Okay.
So
right, so it's not going to affect us. But while this card is on one of your action spaces, all heroes on your current title gain -1 to hit, -1 target number to hit. So let's do that.
Okay. So you're going to play that into one of your 4 action spaces at the bottom of your board.
All right.
Okay. Now, are you playing this in undecided stance, cautious, aggressive?
Right. I was wanted to do that in aggressive, so I get the 2 EP.
Okay. So go ahead and move your stance token to aggressive. And you immediately get 2 EP that you must use during the resolution of this card. So you can, each EP can move you 1 square, and you could also, if you're adjacent to the crate, you could spend an EP to open that.
All right, and then can I move diagonal?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2.
Okay.
And then I would like to try to take these guys out here.
Okay. Well, hold on. Is that card resolved then?
I think so.
Okay, so the number at the lower right is the darkness cost of that card.
So that's a 1?
Yeah. So over here on the darkness board, I'm going to go ahead and move the darkness meter up to 1.
All right.
Once you have resolved that card.
Yep.
So once we do that, then that card is complete. So you may go on to your next card.
All right, and then now I was going to do the Harvest of Bones. So I'm going to take that. So it says area attack melee, attack 3 adjacent targets in a 90-degree arc, although they're not 90 degrees. So
you'll get 2 of them.
Okay, and then this is the attack affects a number of additional targets, squares, number 1 and 2 in the diagram, equal to your rage value.
Oh, you have a rage card. So
is that what the...
So you'll see that you have the keyword rage on your Battle Roar.
I do, yes.
So that will extend your arc by 1. Is Harvest of Bones also a rage card?
It is not. It is a melee card.
Okay, so if it doesn't have the rage keyword, then it does not add to your rage. And sorry, I just got Steam notification. But anyway, so it will extend. So go ahead and play Harvest of Bones, because I can't see it until you do.
Yep.
You'll notice that 1 would extend the arc so that you have 3 in a row. So if you place that arc basically here, then it'll go an additional 1, so you can in fact get all 3 of them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So having that rage card enabled you to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go look at our. Let me look at the rage just so people can see. So I have an ability for rage. It says you have a special game value called rage. Your rage value is equal to the number of cards with the rage keyword in your action spaces, plus the number of face down cards in your action spaces. At any time during the hero phase or darkness cycle, you may choose to draw a card from your draw pile and place it face down in one of your open action spaces, as long as you still have open action spaces. So basically that allows me to make any card a rage card. Is that right?
That is correct. So you could basically make yourself angry by taking up action spaces.
Right, but it prevents me from doing things later.
Right. It does occupy an action space to do
Right.
that.
Okay.
So you want to be careful about how you do that. So right now you're going to go ahead and build your attack pool.
Okay.
So you are in aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to get +1 d10 on this pool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you have the fireplace poker, which gives you +1 d10. You cannot use both the pot lid and the fireplace poker. So you're just going to get 1 extra from your items.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to go ahead and do one. Your pool starts at 1, and you
Mm-hmm.
get +1 from the card and
Mm-hmm.
+1 from the fireplace poker.
Right.
So you're going to roll 3d10 and 2 fate dice.
Okay. And I just rolled them separately. I can't roll them at the same time, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can.
Yeah. And 2 fate dice.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay. And you can change that guile to a rage. So if you hover over the die, you can click the numbers. Yeah, there you go. All right. So you've got a 3, a 5, and a 7, and 1 rage. So let's go and take a look at the monster card first. So if you look over at the darkness board and look at the shamblers, you'll see that they have some stats down the right side. So those are the base stats of this particular monster type.
Mm-hmm.
So their defense, their target number is a 4. Now you actually had reduced target numbers of attacks for this turn with your battle roar. So in fact, even your 3 could have hit, but you only need 1 die to hit all of the same monster type. So a 3, a 5, or a 7 will do it. They each have 1 life, 1 vitality, which is the number below that shield, and so you will, in fact, kill all of them.
And that's because I rolled 3 dice, or why am I killing all of them?
It's because you hit their target number with an attack that can attack them all.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So you don't. It's not based on the number of dice you roll. It's it is based on the fact that you hit the target number and that your attack has a profile that can hit them all.
Okay. And so damage 1, and since I hit all of them, I do 1 damage to them.
You do 1 damage to each of them, so
Gotcha.
You have destroyed them all.
Nice.
And so I'll let you pull them off to the side because we'll probably need them again.
Yeah. All right.
And they have a white treasure icon on the bottom of their monster card. So each one of them drops a white treasure token. Treasure tokens can be picked up if you're on them with 1 EP each. So you have, by the way, 2 EP left in this. But before you use the EP on Harvest of Bones, you do need to raise your threat. You have done 3 damage this turn, and so you need to raise your threat by 3. If you would like your threat to be higher or lower by 1, you can in fact use one of the fate die recipes on your items.
So I got a rage. So what else are these for? Were the fate dice for?
They're when you're attacking, they're mostly for recipes. So if you wanted to lower your threat, which is not wrong, or you could raise your threat if you were worried about me becoming the prime target, for instance. But yeah, so that's what you would do.
Okay, and so I can do either, right? Because I have both the pot lid and the
fireplace poker. Yes.
Poker. But I think. And I mean, I'm mostly the fightery one, so I probably have more damage, more vitality.
You do.
The same? Yeah. So
yes.
So I'll just keep it the same, right? Is there any danger to getting too high, or it just means that they attack me more?
So there are threat effects in the darkness cards. So that is a reason that you might want to keep them down.
A little bit down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go do that. I'll drop it down 1 based off of my fireplace poker.
Okay. And then you can use the 2 EP that you generated because you're in aggressive stance.
Yep. So I'll move on to this treasure token.
Okay.
And then how do I pick it up?
Just set it aside.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, I'm going to shuffle the... so you're going to draw a white item card. So go ahead and draw that. So over here.
Is that this one? That's kind of grayish? Yeah, okay. Draw.
And what did you get?
Looks like I got a monster trinkets. This might have some value for the monsters you just slew, but for you it has none. Shuffle this card back into the white item deck.
Right.
So how do I do that? Just drop it back on there?
So just drop it right back on the deck.
Okay. Oh, and then how do you do that? Flip?
Yep, there you go. And then reshuffle.
And do I redraw or?
Nope. Okay. No.
All right.
So this is one of the things that we've done with the loot system. That in previous editions of Myth, you'd have to kill a certain number of minions to get treasure drops, but you also got stuff every time.
Gotcha.
So this time we've made the white deck a little bit less productive, but we have given you treasure drops on every kill.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so that's part of the balance there.
So that was my two EP. So I think I'm good.
Your 2 EP. Now your darkness is your darkness cost is
for that card. 2.
Yep. So we go up to 3, and remember when we hit 6, the darkness activates. So that's the thing we need to consider. All right. Okay. So I think. Okay, I would like to play a card before we get too far into this. I'm going to play Hustle, and I'm going to go into the cautious stance so that I have a bunch of... So I only get 2 EP because that's in the base text, but I will also draw 2 cards and add 1 to my hand and discard the other, and I will also get 3 fate dice on anything I... anything I try this turn, which you'll see that I'm about to try something. So I am way too low to play Fate of the Saints, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that one of the cards that I drew. Okay, so my 2 EP, oh no, nope, I did not think that through. I'm not close enough. Okay, well, there we are. I can only get to the crate. I cannot open it. And then my threat goes up. Or the darkness goes up. So... I don't suppose you would mind if I retcon that, do you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm actually going to play that second. So all of that will be done. But first I played Blessing of the Dawn. And I played it in Cautious so that I got 1 EP, which would get me 1 step closer so that I could do, with the Hustle, I could do 1 and then open the crate. So the Blessings of the Dawn, you heal 1 vitality and I will lose 1.
I heal 1?
Yep.
All right.
And then I'm going to go ahead and open this crate. Now, searching the crate is a task. It is a one-time test, which means that we only get to try it once, and then it's done.
Okay.
And then what I get will be based on the number of successes with faith and nature. And I could spend additional EP, but I don't have any, so that's all it's going to be. But I'm currently at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fate dice. Okay, so let's see what we get. So faith and nature. So 1, 2, 3. I could change darkness to faith, but I don't see any of those. So I did get 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
I am also going to use the Worn Prayer Book um, recipe with 2 faith to heal myself 1 vitality.
Nice.
So I got 3 successes, and on the Search the Crate task, that means we're going to be gaining a scrying rune. This can be used to automatically pass the research task in Scene 2.
Nice.
So the scrying runes are just over here. I'll just grab that and stick it in my inventory.
I'll go and pull the crate off of there.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so our darkness is at 4. The question is, do you have other things you would like to do?
So I'm just looking. I mean, I don't really like. I have an attack, and then I have 2 things that I attack, but I'm real far from renewing, so I can't really attack. I think I have the easy way. I can search. So first, it gives me 2 EP, but then I can also search a draw pile for a card of my choice and add it to my hand. So I think that will let me at least move and get another one of those white treasures, and I can search my draw pile.
Sure. Yeah.
So how do I search the draw pile?
Well, first play the card.
Okay. Yep. All right. There you
go. So you right-click on the deck, and there's a search option.
Okay.
And you can browse through all of the cards, and while you're looking through the cards, you can still do Alt to enlarge them so that you can read them.
I think I probably want to do Hustle, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a way to get over there, Hustle is going to be your best bet, especially because you're an aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what is that one? The Hard Way is 3 EP, but while this card is in your action spaces, you gain +2 fate dice to skill rolls and +2 d10 to courage tests. So that's cool, but I don't know, it's probably more than I want right now. Yeah, it's looking like Hustle. Oop, what is that? The yoke is heavy. Ongoing melee rage requires an item with the shield keyword in your secondary item slot. Attack 1. Yeah, so that's cool too, but also far away at the moment.
Yep.
So yeah, so I think Hustle, or there's Battle Joy. Each minion within 3 squares. Nope. So yeah, Hustle it is. All right, so how do I get it? Just click on it?
Yeah. Or drag it. Or right-click it and draw.
Oh, it doesn't let me do that. Let's see.
Yeah, try dragging it.
How do I put it in my... Oh, there it goes. Okay, and then...
There we go.
Cool. Okay, so I played that, and then that gives me 2 EP.
Right.
And so I will come back over here, and so it's 1 to move and then 1 to pick up.
Yep. So grab another white card and hope that it's something useful this time.
What did I get? Adventurer's Gear. With this item in your armor slot, your maximum vitality is increased by 1.
Cool. Now, I need you to put that in your inventory slot, which is the lower right of your items. So go ahead and put it there.
Okay.
And I'm going to point something out. So you'll see at the lower right of this card, it's 2/1.
Yeah.
The 2 is how much it would cost you to buy this card, this item, at a store that sold it, which is sort of outside of the rules of this demo. But the 1 is if you were to sell it back, or if you were to repair it. This is one of the new things that we've presented that is part of getting a lot more treasure drops. So you have a broken piece of adventurer's gear.
Okay.
It will cost you 1 gold to repair it. We need more treasure for you to get that gold.
Gotcha. All right.
So that's what we're looking for.
All right.
But yeah, so that will be a thing that we can repair between scenes if we have gold, and then you'll be able to have your extra vitality, which would be very good. Okay, so that was the easy way. You've used everything you need to on that card, and you said you did want to play another card?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that hustle to kind of move over and lets me draw another couple cards. Oh, so wait, so I'm in I'm in aggressive already, so that gives
You're
me
gonna
2 EP plus 2 EP from the main card, so I get 4.
Correct.
And then I get to draw 2 cards. All right, so well, I can't. My cards aren't going to really allow me to do anything. So I'm going to draw this.
You're out of action spaces, so yeah.
Right. All right. So I've moved. I've drawn. Now I got to go get the actual card.
Okay.
Draw that.
And you'll have 2 EP left after that.
And this card is a gold. Immediately take 1 gold token and place it in your money bag space.
Which we don't really have. It's just your inventory. So I grabbed a gold for you.
Okay.
Wait, why is it not?
It gave me a quick error.
Oh. Well, you grab it then. I put a gold by this index card here.
Oh yeah, it's giving me an error. So it looks like we need. I'm just gonna copy this and put it in our other chat so you can see that, so we can fix that.
Are we out of? Did I miss an image?
It looks like the gold. Yeah, it's there. I can see it right there, but for some reason, like when I draw it off, is that it?
I will not be able to change this right now.
Yeah, that's fine. We just know I have a gold.
Yes.
So does that allow me to fix that now, or is that later?
Between scenes.
Okay, and then I get to draw 2 cards.
And put 1 in your hand.
Draw. All right. And so now I got another battle rage and drawing the ire. So I think that was 2. So I still have 2 more, right?
Yes. Still have 2 more EP.
And I can't do anything with this guy. But I could go to search the grave here in a minute.
You can start moving towards that.
Yeah. All right. So I've moved there, and I think that's it for me.
Okay. And the darkness cost of that card is
0. 0 for both. Or sorry, nope, that was the wrong one. I was looking at.
So hustle.
Hustle is 1, and the easy way was 0. So just 1 more.
Yep. So we're now at 5 on the darkness.
Okay.
So your action spaces are full. You cannot play anymore.
Right.
Any more cards. I choose not to.
Okay.
Because I'm not liking my options here. Okay. So I think let us end the hero phase.
Okay.
And we will go to the refresh phase. Now, a couple of things are going to happen in the refresh phase, but you'll see what happens. Okay, so the first thing is we manage heroes. So we look at the empty action spaces on our board and reduce our threat by the number of empty action spaces. So if I had any threat, I would reduce it by 2. If and you don't have any empty spaces, so you do not reduce your threat at all.
Right.
Okay. Now discard all the cards in your action spaces. You can also discard any cards from your hand you want and then draw back up to 5. I will tell you that you're going to want to have some interrupts in your hand.
Right.
Let's just say, because we're about to activate the darkness.
Yep. I've got a few.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Okay. I am drawing back up to 5.
So I dropped to 5?
Yeah, you should be at 5.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So then we're not done with the refresh phase. And if you look at the rules, I have it open to the page that shows the sequence for the refresh. The next step is adjust the darkness meter.
Oops, sorry, that was my fault.
The next step is adjust the darkness meter. So every refresh phase, the darkness goes up by 1. Guess what? We hit 6.
6. Yeah.
So we are now in a darkness cycle.
Okay.
So as soon as we hit 6, either by the fact that we have just resolved a card that makes us hit 6, or because the refresh phase hits 6, we activate the darkness, and we immediately go through the darkness cycle completely before continuing whatever phase we're in.
Okay.
So one of the reasons that we wanted to do this way, one of the reasons I did not activate the darkness phase during the hero cycle, is so that we could have clear action spaces and a full hand of cards.
Mm-hmm.
That'll, it'll reduce our options next turn, but it will at least give us options for the darkness phase itself. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, shuffle that, and I'm going to draw. I'm going to reveal the top darkness card. So here we are. We are on. Okay. So for the darkness phase, we're going to go through several steps. The first thing we do is we determine the prime target, and there are two things that can determine the prime target, and then if everything is tied, then it's a roll off. But in this case, they both apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing on the left is the most important, and that in this case is highest threat. And then the second one is aggressive stance.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were tied for threat, then you would still be the prime target because you are in aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Then we resolve the event. So this one says, minions that spawn during this darkness cycle move and attack immediately afterwards. For each hero in play, one minion appears at the tile edge closest to that hero. So that's going to happen right now. And because they are spawning now, they are going to go ahead and, so I'm going to put one there next to me, and I'm going to put one there close to you.
Okay.
Okay. They will be attacking this turn. Usually, minions that spawn do not immediately attack. They wait for the next darkness phase, because the move and attack happens after after this. So before they get to that point, I'm going to go ahead and play a card. So I'm going to play. Why is it not letting me grab a card?
So how I thought it was a darkness turn. So how can we play cards on the darkness turn, or is that interrupts?
That is what interrupts are for. So
Okay.
I can play Guardian Angel. Until the end of the current darkness cycle, each successful attack targeting you must be re-rolled once. So this is an interrupt card, and I can play it immediately. And you could also play any interrupt cards you wanted to at this point.
Aren't they going to attack me?
They are, except that the one that is right next to me, yeah, it probably will, but nevertheless, I wanted to be sure of it just in case, because there may be other spawns that show up and do other things. Okay. Oh boy. So then we check for a threat penalty. Thankfully, none of us are at 7 threat. If we were, this would go into the penalty row.
Okay.
And it says, while this card is in the threat penalty row, the darkness activates at 5 darkness points, which is bad. So thankfully, we can just throw that into the discard. It is not going to be in the threat penalty row.
Okay.
Now the monsters attack. They move and attack. So because you are the prime target and this Shambler can get to you, they have a movement of 2. That's what the so if you look at their monster card, They have that multi-arrow icon with a 2 on it is their movement value. And the Soulless has a movement value of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So too far. So they're going to end up like that.
Ouch.
And the Shambler, the one Shambler that couldn't quite reach you is ranged anyway, so it will definitely try to attack you.
All right.
The Soulless also has a ranged attack. Actually, it doesn't even need to move as far as it did, because its range is 3. So the Soulless is going to hang out there and shoot you from there. So you've got some attacks incoming.
Yeah.
Did you want to play any interrupts?
I definitely do. So when the Soulless attacks, I'll take that. I ignore one monster's attack targeting me, and that's about it. I'm not incautious, so I don't get to draw a card.
Okay. Is that the only interrupt you have to play?
That is the only one I have for that attack, and then I have another interrupt, which is you can have this. You can only play this card immediately after playing, and I'll take that card. Play this card on the I'll take that card to attack. Oh, okay. So I guess I don't want to do that yet. I'll wait on that.
If you don't have
back, yeah. So
if you don't have I'll take that, then you can't.
Well, I do have it, but I originally said I was going to use it against the Soulless, but I didn't realize that the you take that card. And it does say range, but I don't have a ranged weapon, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You do not have a ranged weapon.
Right. So I'm going to wait until one of the adjacent Shamblers attacks me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you want the Soulless to go ahead and make his attack first. Okay.
Yeah.
So he rolls. So if you look at the Soulless card, you'll see that it has 2d10, 1 fate die, and then 5 is the target number that it is trying to hit, and it does 1 damage.
All right.
So that is what it will do. So it's going to roll 2d10 and a fate die.
All right.
Okay. So its target number to hit you is a 5. It rolled a 3 and a 4, so you are fine.
All right.
You do not have to worry about that.
Yes.
So then the Shamblers, they're trying to hit a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the ranged one, nope. And the other 2 will hit you. Okay, so if you ignore the first one, and then you can play.
I don't know. So what do you think? I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't do that, and I should just wait and attack the Soulless. Wait till the Soulless attacks me with that, like if I get closer to attack him.
Well, yeah. The thing is, this is going to reset the darkness. Mm-hmm. This is all they're doing.
Right.
So, clearing the board is not wrong. Mm-hmm. And I will say that, it is a question of action spaces, but because you have the combo so that they can be played on top of each other, together they'll only take 1 action space.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah. So you would not.
I don't know what's happening there.
I'll take care of it.
All right. Oh, good. Okay. All right. So I'll do that. Oh, it just happened. Just doing that.
Okay. No, it's fine. So if you.
I have to take the card. That's why. All right. Yeah. So I'm taking that card, and then I'm taking this card. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So.
So the first one misses me, and then this one I can basically get to attack it for free.
Is your TN higher than 7? Do you have something that's raising your TN at the moment?
No. Do I need something?
Yeah, because they both are going to hit. So, because
Well,
their
no,
target numbers.
the first one.
Right. And I have two that the two melee ones are going to hit. The two melee ones are both going to hit.
I thought you said, hold on. I thought you said the first attack missed, the range attack missed, and then the two
Yes.
melee attack. But the one of the I'll take that says you ignore one monster attack targeting you.
Right. And then this one, you can have this says play this card to attack the monster whose attack you prevented.
Right.
So you don't get to attack the other one. You attack the
Right.
one.
Yeah.
So you play that. So you do this before you take the second attack.
Right.
All of this happens now. So go
Yeah.
ahead and roll your attack.
So I'm just a 2 right now, right?
3 from the fireplace poker. So it's. Or
So
sorry, no, two. Yes.
Yeah, because
so
I only have 1, so 2. Okay.
2 and 2 fate dice. And you can change the guile into rage if you wish.
How do you change it? You just have to click in it.
So if you hover over it. Nope.
Oh, hover over it.
Hover over it, and then you can click through the numbers. And rage is 2. So if you just hover over it and click 2.
Oh, rotation value. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you destroy one of the melee. Which one did you want to destroy?
So which one did I have to? So what was my target number? What's based on the?
It's based on the Shambler target number, and
like
so it's 4. Yeah.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
Not
I just
a
want to make sure what I was doing. All right, and then I have the rage, and what does that allow me to do?
Either increase or lower your threat.
Oh yeah, because okay. So I'll go ahead and lower it, I guess.
Yep, and then you're going to do a damage, so that'll raise it by 1.
Oh, okay.
As well, so that'll keep it stable.
Gotcha. All right, and then we take off one of these guys.
Yep, whichever one you want.
Okay.
I certainly appreciate that one going away.
A little further away. All right.
And then the other one hits you for 1.
All right.
So you lose a vitality.
All right.
Okay. All right. So that is that. And then they do their spawn. And that is... this darkness card said it was a normal spawn, which is number of heroes plus 2. So we're going to go ahead and spawn some minions.
And where does that normal number of what is it? Number of heroes plus 2? Oh, that's in the adventure.
Yep. So if you go back to the prologue page,
gotcha.
You'll see that.
Right.
So those all show up, and so minions that spawn during this darkness cycle move and attack immediately afterwards.
Ouch.
Yeah. So and this other one doesn't have to. So we got 4 more attacks coming at you.
All right.
Okay.
8 and 10 hit.
8 and 10 hit, so you take 2.
Oops, wrong number. 2 damage.
Yep.
I'm hurting. I'm down to 2.
Yeah, taking that 3 at the beginning of the adventure is harsh.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll do what I can.
All right.
Okay. Okay. All right, so that is the end of the darkness phase. They have done everything, and then we reduce the darkness meter by 6 because any cards that we played that with darkness cost, we might play interrupts that have a darkness cost, so it might not drop to 0. It might drop not quite all the way down, and then we're gonna see another one sooner. Oh, there also should be a white treasure token right there. Okay. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We then complete the refresh phase. So we would activate allies, manage time effects, resolve status effects. None of those are relevant. We could also exchange items during this time. None
So
of
I
that
had
happened.
one. I did get that 1 gold. So can I put this armor on?
Between scenes.
Oh,
We are
in
not
scenes,
between scenes.
scenes, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So then we reset our stance back to undecided.
Okay.
Okay. So I think. All right. So we need to clear things out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of
So
monsters there. I need that range thing again, or that area effect.
yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need to build up my faith.
Yeah, I've only got one attack basically,
Okay.
but they're all
So
everything I've got is like a free action or an interrupt. Yeah, free action.
okay. So here's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to play Testimony of Faith. I heal myself a number of vitality equal to my faith value. I currently have 2 because I have 2 faith cards in my action spaces.
Mm-hmm.
I am playing this at undecided, so I will gain no benefit, but it does mean that I can play it regardless of stance. So I immediately heal 2 vitality. Nothing else happens, and I gain 2. So yep. Okay, then. All right. Unfortunately, I have no heals at the moment, so I'm going to have to try to really, really mess things up here, and do my best to just, to get some things done. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to play Righteous Fury, and I'm going to play it at aggressive. So I lose 1 vitality, and now we both have all heroes on my current tile gain +1 damage.
Okay.
I am gaining 2 EP, which I will move to here. Okay. And then, and that was 1 darkness. And then I haul out the last rites, which requires aggressive stance, and attacks a number of squares equal to my faith value, extending out and across from your position. I have 3 faith at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 squares in a cross around me. So that will hit the Solus and the 2 Shamblers to my left.
I mean, is there any way like I could? Well, if I can move, then you could get 4 of them.
Did you have a move before I play that?
I mean, I could move. Yeah.
Because I couldn't get to that spot. I don't have enough.
I mean,
EP
I could
to
just
get to
battle
that spot.
rage and move for 2.
No, it's fine. I'd rather hit the Solus anyway.
Okay.
Sure. So okay. All right. So there we are. All right. So that is normally a damage 1. It'll be damage 2. I'll deal with that in a moment. Okay. So I have a wooden plank for +1 d10. This is not a skill roll, so the Worn Prayer Book doesn't give me extra fate dice. So I have just 3d10 and 2 fate dice.
Nice.
Okay. So my targets are 4 and 5, and I do need multiple dice for this because I have to assign a die to each monster type. So that's how that works. I don't have good symbols for anything on my fate dice. So I'm going to go ahead and assign the 6 to the Shamblers and the 9, just for good measure, to the Soulless. So I will do 2 damage to the Soulless, and I will destroy both of those Shamblers. And I have done 4 points of damage total, which means I will raise my threat by 4.
Nice.
Okay. All right. That is really all I can do. So, and that is another 2 points of darkness. So we're up to 3.
Right.
All right. So you have extra damage. There's lots of treasure around you. I didn't have the healing cards, I'm afraid, but I'm hoping that that clearing the way will help you. And I got myself up on the threat to maybe take the hits. So we'll see if that works. So
yeah, so let's see, what do I got? I got rage. As long as this card isn't one of your action spaces, all cards in your action spaces count as rage cards, and you gain a number of d10 equal to your rage value on attack. So that's nice. And then I just got the hidden blade, which just gives me 1 damage, which, I mean, I guess I can move. That's probably better if I move. That can attack the Soulless.
Yeah, if you move like here to attack the Soulless, then you'll be behind me for the next set of minions. That might be good.
Yeah. Why did that do that? Yeah, so let me do that. I'm going to do the Battle Rage, which will allow me to move. Which is this Battle Rage. All right, so that allows me to move 2. So I'll go from here. Can I move through people?
Oh yeah, you can move through allies, not through enemies.
Well, how about in diagonal? Like, yeah, I guess I'll move through you. So it's 2 to move adjacent, and then
you sure you don't want to be 1 square over, so you're not next to that Shambler?
I guess I could do that. Yeah. Okay. All right, and then now I will. So I'm now battle raged, and now I will do the hidden blade. Wait. Can I place this drawing the ire as a blank space in my action space? An upside down card, or whatever it was.
You may choose to draw a card from your draw pile and place it face down in one of your open action spaces.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean,
it's worth it because I get.
You're currently at 2 rage. I think you're gonna hit him.
Okay.
And when you play the card, you'll be at 3.
It doesn't let me do extra damage, right? It's just.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
You're doing 2 damage right now anyway, so.
Gotcha. Okay. So let me take this. All right, so now I'm going to do the hidden blade, which is I'm an aggressive, so I get. Actually, no, I'll move myself to aggressive because that's.
Right. Yep.
I should have done that last time. All it's the same. It doesn't matter. All right, so now I get plus 1 d10, and I can attack 1 target within range. If the target has the armored keyword, this attack gains minus 2 TN. So does he have armored?
He does not.
Okay. So then, and since I'm raging, all the cards count as rage cards, and I gain a number of d10 equal to rage. So I get plus 3 d10 plus my 1. So I get 5 d10. Is that right? 3 from that, 4 from my regular, and 1 from my fireplace poker. So I think that's 5, and then 2 of fate dice. Is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be 6 because it's 3 from the cards because that's your rage, plus 1 from the hidden blade itself.
Oh, okay.
And then your pool plus the poker.
Yep. All right. So 6 it is. All right. Oof.
Good thing you got all those dice, apparently. Wow. Yeah. So obviously the 9 is what you want.
Yeah.
All right. So that will take the Solus off the field.
All right.
And he drops a green treasure token. And also, you get
The key.
to your inventory. There you go.
All right, so I get 2 EP. Was it 1 to attack, or do I just get a? Let's see, attack?
No, it never costs CP to attack.
So
Yeah, so you have 2 EP left.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, let's go do that. I got 2 EP left, so I guess I'll move and grab that treasure token.
Okay. So I'm going to shuffle the green deck, and you should draw a green card.
It says I get Thieves' Tools.
Okay.
While this item's in your accessory slot, you may roll one extra fate dice during skill rolls and change one. What's the little triangle looking thing?
That's arcane.
Arcane result to a guile, I think, is a green.
Yep. So obviously that's good for brigands. Does it have a repair cost?
It does, 4/1.
So 1, you'll need a goal to repair that if you want to keep it. But in the meantime, it goes into your inventory slot.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so now I got 1 darkness.
Okay. And I'm going to suggest that we stop there unless you have something you really like. If you have the movement to go open the door immediately, that would be cool. But otherwise, I would like to stop the hero phase there.
Yeah, I don't have anything else, so yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. All right, so we enter the refresh phase. So that means, first of all, you drop your threat by 1 because you have 1 empty action space. Then you discard all the cards in your action spaces. My threat did not drop at all. And then you can discard the card in your hand if you want. I'm going to. And then draw a new hand of 5.
I think I'm going to keep mine right now, since mine allows me to... Wait, if you're within range of 1 of the hero who's a prime target during the darkness cycle, that hero loses all threat and you become... No. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some heals for you. So let's...
Yeah. All right, and then I draw back up to 5.
Yes.
Your mother's a crawler. Damn, some 3 damage. That's a great attack. A straight line riding the edge attack. That's a good one. There could be only 1. Yeah. Ongoing darkness rage.
Oh, sorry. Your threat should have been 1 higher.
But I had my... I thought I got...
Oh, you had the rage.
Yeah, I had
right,
the rage.
Right.
Yep.
It equalized. That's right. Yep. That's right. Okay. Cool. So continuing the refresh, we then raise the darkness meter. It is now at 5. So the next thing we play that costs any darkness will activate the darkness.
Okay.
But we'll have some decisions to deal with. So manage time effects and resolve status effects, alter and exchange items. Okay. So that's all good. Now the question is, if you had, for instance, a hustle, well, no, that would only give you 4. If somehow you had 5 EP on a single card, yeah, then we could just end the scene immediately. As it stands, I think what we're going to need to do is try to collect some treasure, get you healed up, and yeah, I think that's going to be our best bet. We are going to have to activate the darkness pretty early on. So let's consider where we want to be when that happens.
So your mother's a crawler. This card says I could get to draw a card, but also until the end of the current darkness cycle, all monsters within 5 squares of you treat you as a prime target, which I don't really want. But it says
Right.
reduce the target number of attacks against you by the rage value. So that means it makes it easier to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, that's
You're
I don't
taunting.
I don't want
You
that.
should
Yeah.
reset your stance, by the
Okay.
way.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so I think so I have Chant to the Morning, which forces minions to make a courage test, and if they fail, they're defeated. But if you look at the Shamblers, their courage value is a 2, which means they need to roll a 2 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because they're undead, so it's hard to scare them.
Yeah. Which one's courage?
It is so it's the 4th one down, just above the loot symbol.
The circle with the 2 little weird symbols around it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so undead are very hard to spook.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that card is going to be super useful for me. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Prey, and I'm going to play it in Cautious. I will get 2 EP. I'm going to step to here and grab that treasure token. And I get monster trinkets. Dough. All right, shuffle that back in. But I will also draw 3 cards and heal myself a vitality for every faith card I draw. So, and then, so I'm actually just gonna set those over here, not in my hand. Set those here because they're not in my hand. Okay. None of them. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I was hoping to get some faith, and I did not. Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. It's not going to be as effective as I wanted it to be, but then the next thing that I will do is play Armor of Faith, which gives me 2 more EP, and the TN for attacks of monsters on my current tile is increased by my faith value. I was hoping to get some faith cards on my Prey, because that would have been great. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up this treasure token. And let's see what I get. Please be useful. Oh, good. Okay. So that
The
is
vitality
something.
potion?
Yeah, you're going to want to come and get that from me as soon as you can. But unfortunately, I have activated the darkness. So, so that cost me 1, and then we're going to activate the darkness. But their TN is now raised, so it's going to be harder for them to hit. Oops. Sorry, everyone. There's my cat. Okay. So we immediately activate the darkness. Let's pull a darkness card. And it is Second Chances. Prime target is highest vitality or lowest gold. So I'm the highest vitality, so I am the prime target.
Mm-hmm.
During this darkness cycle, minions reroll missed attacks.
Oh my goodness.
And for each hero in play, 1 minion appears at the tile edge closest to that hero. Wow, this is yeah, we're getting some rough ones. So I'm going to put this one here, and that one immediately appears next to you there. But I am the prime target, so that's cool. Let's see if I can survive. Okay. So then the threat penalty is 6. I am not at 6, thankfully. So we can go ahead and put that away because that's current darkness cycle. And then they will move and attack. So and that one moves forward, and that one doesn't have to move. Okay, so I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks.
Ouch.
I have raised the TN to 8, thankfully, but they do get to reroll. So let's see. So miss, 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 miss. Hit, hit. Okay, so 2 hits. I will take those 2, and then 4 of them get to reroll. Crossing my fingers.
Looks like 1.
Oh my goodness, I made it. Okay.
And they needed a 7 to hit you, right?
They needed an 8.
Oh, an 8, right?
Yeah. So yeah, so we're good. Whew. Oh my goodness.
Oof, you were
Okay.
barely holding on, yeah.
I am barely holding on right now. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We're just trying to get out of here now, right?
We are trying to get out of here. You have the key, so
I do, yeah.
Okay, so that is minions attack. Then we spawn more. It is a normal spawn.
You just grab the unholy and it pulls one out. That's cool.
Yep.
The box.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
If you want, and you can. It's like a deck, so you can search for specific ones also. So if you just grab, it'll grab the whatever's on top. Okay. All right. But at least the spawns don't activate immediately. Okay. Right. And then we reset down to 0, and we have some leeway to get the heck out of here.
Unfortunately, I don't really have anything to do. I have an attack, but do you have to attack if it?
No. No. If you want to generate EP, you can play the card to generate the EP, and you don't have to do everything on it.
Yeah.
You do everything you can.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
All right. I mean, I guess I'll do that so I can just at least move 3 to get off this tile. 1, 2, 3, and then that was this card, and so that was 2 darkness. Then that's about it, I guess. None of my other things give me any movement, so. I mean,
okay, I have some things I can do.
Hold on, I got something that could give me. So actually, no, I said I did aggressive, so. Yeah, so I can't really do anything else. If I did cautious, though, I would have other cards that let me drew cards.
But are they interrupts? Are they interrupts?
Oh, they are, yeah. One of them is. Yeah. Yeah, actually, they all are. Yeah, so I can't do them. Gotcha. So that's it for me, I guess.
So you should be in aggressive then,
yes.
For the 3EP. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. This is very clever. I hope. All right. So I'm going to play Soothe Wounds. I'm playing it in Cautious, which gives me 2 EP. I will choose to use the 2 EP before I do the card effect.
Okay.
So, actually, can I play this before you play?
Yeah. So I don't move. Yeah.
Because I need you need to be on the same tile. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So I'm gonna spend the first EP to activate my Vitality Potion. And I'll put that back in the deck.
All right.
Okay. So now I'm at 5, and then I continue the EP so that I move 1 towards you. And I also lose 1 vitality and you gain 2.
All right.
Oh, crap. This was an interrupt. I should have done this during the darkness phase, like after they spawned. Okay, let's assume I did that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm still incautious. Okay, so I'm going to spend... I'm going to play a hustle. Oops. And I will get 2 EP. Draw 2 cards. Well, it's going to be another soothe wounds so that I have that ready to go. Okay. And then you play your card, so go ahead and move your 3.
Right.
Hustle costs me 1 darkness.
Okay.
Okay. And we are at the correct darkness, so yeah. Okay. I am not playing any more cards. You said you have no more cards
No.
that are relevant?
Right.
Okay, so let's go to refresh. And your threat drops to 0.
All right.
Mine stays at 4. And then discard your cards from your action spaces.
Can I discard from my hand as well?
Yep, and discard whatever you want from your hand. And draw up to 5.
Get rid of this one. 2 more. Oh, I gotta hustle.
Good. Get us out of here.
My stance resets.
Yep. Reset your stance now that we're at the end. Sorry. Before that happens, the darkness goes up because we're at 4. Then we finish the refresh phase and we move into the next turn. So now our stances are reset and we move on.
All right.
Okay. So you said you have hustle.
Yeah, so we need 4 to get out of here, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 to get out of here?
Yeah, you need 3 EP. So
right.
before you do,
Uh-huh.
I would like to do something
Sure.
before we're done here.
Okay.
So I'm going to play Blood of an Overcomer at cautious.
Nice.
So that will give me 2 EP. I'm going to use 1 to move to here, and the second to open that crate. I have 4 fate dice to search the crate.
Mm-hmm.
So let me do that real quick. Nature, and I can change darkness into faith. But actually, I want 2 successes.
So this is search the crate or search the grave? What was this one?
Search the crate. I'm searching the crate right now.
Okay.
It's the other crate. So I want 2 successes so that I can draw a green card. There we go. And I got a dagger, which isn't great for me, but okay. we got 2 green items that our brigand would have really loved.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still going to be better than even though I can't use one of the recipes and it's hard for me to use the second one. It's still better than the wooden plank, so I may try to. But it will require a gold to repair, which I don't have right now. Okay. And then I heal myself 2 vitality and remove all status effects. I have no status effects, and I am at my full 6. Okay.
And then this crate comes off.
Yeah. The crate's gone.
All right, so then I guess I am now doing my hustle, and that gives me 2 EP plus 2 EP if I go aggressive, which I will. And then I can also draw 2 cards, add 1 card to your hand, and discard the other. Am I out of cards here? What does that say?
Yeah. So you shuffle your discard. So flip your discard. There you go. And shuffle it up.
All right, and then I get to keep one of these.
Oh, no, you grabbed 14 cards.
Oh.
When you picked up your entire deck. That's why.
Oh, shoot. All right, so hold on. I'm going to flip this then.
Into your discard.
Put it back.
Yeah.
This should have been my discard as well. So this, I want to, oops.
Yeah, flip it.
Okay. I just want to draw 1 card.
Yep.
There you go. Whoops.
There.
All right, so here I've got the hard way and a disengage. Draw a card before resolving a monster's attack. Gain 2 EP to spend immediately. And the hard way is ongoing. While this card is in one of your action spaces, you gain 2 fate dice to skill rolls and 2d10 to courage tests. I guess I'll keep that one.
Yeah, sounds good.
So
Alrighty.
It's discarded, and then I now have 4 EP to move. So I will move us out of here.
Cool.
So I have the key. I open the door.
With a metallic click, the door unlocks and swings inward. Cautiously, you enter the room behind it. See goal. So our goal, so scene 1 immediately ends, and we proceed to scene 2. All right, so let's move ourselves to the other side of the door in scene 2. Every single one of these shamblers is now outside the door. Yeah. We are trying to hold the door, so let's talk about inside the prison, Act 1, Scene 2. Evil has been here. In the far corner of the room, a man hangs in the air. His entrails have been spun about him. Let me...
Sorry. Sorry. I was trying to zoom. Can't really zoom.
Yeah, Alt is close. It fills the screen, and that's as close as you can get.
Yep.
His entrails have been spun about him like a spiderweb, and his cell blasted red, as if all his blood tried to escape at the same time. To the right, the fireplace still burns. Everything is as you remembered, except for the hunched-over man kneeling near the fire and moaning. Suddenly, he looks up. There are stones where his eyes should be. They are coming. Hold the door, he cries. You look back towards the entrance to see a small army of monsters pour into the hallway you just left. It was a trap! You fling the door shut and scan for other exits. There are none. You'll have to hold the door. If those monsters corner you in here, you won't last long. There are several tasks that may be performed in this scene. Only 2 of them must be completed. You must speak with Father Stan. Speak with the priest's task. Scene 2 ends, and Scene 3 begins when the priest activates the falling ceiling. This can happen during a refresh phase when you signal him to do so, or when the monsters manage to break through the door. Proceed to Act 1, Scene 3 immediately. Even after Scene 2 has ended, its tasks remain available to you. See page 9 for more details. So let's... Oh! Hold on. All right, so here are our tasks. We have hold the door. So at the end of each refresh phase, we're going to remove 1 quest token from the door token. If at least 1 quest token remains on the door token, it succeeds. If we ever have a refresh phase where when we remove the quest token that is the last quest token, then it fails and the scene ends. So note that success means some monsters have slipped through, and we place 3 minions in the spawn area.
Mm-hmm.
So that, so
That's better
even
than it's on the other side though.
right, that is yes, correct. So, um, so yeah, we're going to have lots of minions appearing, even when we're successful, but at least we have a little bit of leeway here. So in this one, we want to try to do things that. Okay, let's go ahead and we're back at the beginning of the hero turn. So go ahead and since the scene ends, clear your spaces. Your threat drops to 0. Your vitality does not change.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have a full hand of 5.
Yep.
Which you do. Okay, so right, those are not great in 2-player. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. The darkness is also resets to 0. So we have a little bit of time, but we definitely need to get some quest tokens onto that. So holding the door is a cumulative test with rage. So that's going to be best for you.
Yeah, and I've got the hard way, which is if I'm I guess. So, do we have to spend EP to do the quest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you every EP you spend can be one attempt at a cumulative task.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and use the hard way, which gives me, and I'll do that in aggressive, so I get an extra EP. So now I have 3 EP, but also while this card is in one of your action spaces, you gain +2. Oops, you gain +2 fate dice to skill rolls.
Sure. So you'll be rolling 5 fate dice on your skill roll. So I assume you want to spend your first one doing the holding the door.
Yep, and that's because I have the pot lid? No, why do I get an extra fate dice?
You start with 2.
Right?
Oh, sorry, it's 4. It's only +2.
Okay.
Sorry,
right.
For some reason I thought it was +3. Okay, so yeah, you get 4 fate dice.
And I did not get any rage, and I can turn guile to rage, but I did not get any of that either.
Any guile. All right. Do you want to spend a second EP on this task?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
Let's see what we get here. Same.
Oh man,
equally horrible.
You have a third EP that
here we go.
could spend.
It's good thing I did aggressive. All right, let's see what we get here. Oh my goodness. Oh
wow.
A whole lot of nothing.
All right, so that is that card. We raised the darkness by 1.
But that's ongoing, which is nice. So
you could keep trying.
Yeah. So basically, I always get +2 fate dice.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as that's in one of your action spaces.
Right. All right, and I think unfortunately, I don't have anything else that gives me EP.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I just got a bunch of attacks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have really anything else I can do right here.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh man, I have a bunch of aggressive things.
Yeah, mine's an interrupt, a bunch of interrupts. So yeah, I can't do anything.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do attend the week in aggressive. This is not super efficient in our particular situation. Oh. You had a gold. Did you want to spend it to repair something before this scene?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you got the thieves' tools. The key token is used.
Yeah. So that my armor.
Yeah. So did you want to repair the armor?
Yeah.
All right.
And then you put it on.
Yep. Now there is a rule where you can only save 1 broken item between scenes. So you had to repair at least 1 of them.
Yeah.
So we each are holding on to a broken item for the moment.
Okay.
Okay. So you should have 1 more vitality, and you should also heal 1 because I just played attend the week.
Right.
And then I get 2 EP, which I'm going to use. I think we probably want to try and get this done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because actually, no, hold on. The first EP is going to have me try that task because we got to have a door holder.
Yeah.
Before we get to the refresh phase. All right, so
There's one.
I have a rage. Yay. And I could change darkness to faith, which doesn't really do me any good at the moment. So yeah, all right. We'll put a quest token on the door. So that's 1 quest token. All right, and then you know what? I'm gonna do it again.
All right, let's see.
No.
Nope.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that raises the darkness by 1.
So what's our darkness at now?
It's 2.
2. All right.
Man. Okay. Oh boy. I have to do that again. So I will drop my vitality by 2, and you heal 1.
What's my max?
Currently, it is 8 because you have the armor.
Right. Okay.
First EP. No. Second EP. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is real garbage. Okay. Well, this is going to go badly, is what's going to happen. Okay. Alrighty. That will raise the darkness again. And yeah, no, I'm not going to play any more cards.
Yeah.
So here's so this is going to be over real quick. So we go through the refresh phase. So neither of us have any threat. Go ahead and clear your action spaces. And that, and then discard any cards you want and draw up to full. Okay. Oh, thank God I have a prey. As literally as possible. Okay.
Let's see. Draw. I'm drawing 4. Let's see what I get over here. Follow through, attack, free action, hidden blade, enraged strike. 2. So, unfortunately, oh shoot! I could have kept. That was an ongoing card. I could have kept that, right?
No, because it is ongoing round.
Oh, just for the round. Gotcha.
Just for the round. The only
Gotcha.
only the apprentice has ongoing cards that they can keep around.
Okay.
So the apprentice has ongoing concentration cards, and concentration means that you can choose to keep them in your action spaces.
All right.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen.
So I've got some things that give me 2 EP, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, we're not done with the refresh phase.
Okay.
So at the end of the refresh phase, we raise the darkness by 1, and we remove a quest token. Guess what?
Oh, that's when they come in. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So the door has been thrown open, and we immediately end this turn. So what happens is all of these guys show up. Now, luckily, we're starting a new scene, which does mean that we are going to have everything reset. So the darkness will reset down to 1. So they're not going to activate right away.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are, and the problem is we have not completed the speak with the priest
Right, so we can't leave yet.
task. So all right. So at this point, you see the scene 3 setup over here. Okay, so this door token is also right here. So it's when we go through that door, we appear here.
Mm-hmm.
So the door is open. These shamblers are also in play.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal is to get to the door token, this one, after we speak with the priest here in scene 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was some really unfortunate rolling on our part.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how
badly we rolled on those fate dice. Yeah.
badly we rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, fate is not kind to us today.
No.
So let's see if we actually survive this. But we are in scene 3, so let's talk about this. The whole prison seems to groan under a massive weight. Dust and dirt begin to fall from the ceiling above. The building seems to be closing in on itself. On the other side of the door, you hear terrible crunching noises. So to end scene 3 and finish the first act, each surviving hero must successfully leave the prison by performing the jump to safety task, which is done at the door. Meanwhile, there's a falling ceiling trap. Affects a 4x10 area. See the diagram. The rows are numbered 1 to 10. So every time a hero moves into a row with an odd number, a piece of debris falls from the ceiling, and we will randomly determine where it goes. So that's what's going to happen. Okay, so here we are.
So we still have to talk to the priest to get out of here before we can get out
You'll
of
have to talk to the priest before we can get out of here. So
right.
reset your stance. We're in a new scene, so we can start fresh.
Yep.
But yeah, we need to get over there as quickly as possible. I don't have a lot of VP showing, so
I have
you do.
I have 2 things that can give me 2, but that's not really enough. Actually, let's see how many do I have. I've got 2, 4. I could have 6.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't get me all the way over there.
Well,
but it's gonna
gotta
raise. It's gonna raise the darkness by 3.
All right. Well, we
gotta. Oh, right.
kind of gotta do it. Yeah.
All right.
Let me do my pray first. I'm gonna try and see if I can heal any.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not a faith. That is not a faith. And I now have to shuffle and draw. And that is a faith. Yay! Right. I heal 1, and that goes on top of pray. But pray is not a faith card by itself, so it's just 1. 1 faith currently. But I do heal. And I'm doing that on cautious so that I get a couple of EP. Yeah. And I will move. Oh boy. Yeah, move this way. Get away from them as quickly as possible. All right. And that was 0. So if you want to go, you may.
All right. So I've got follow through, which gives me 2. Hidden blade, which gives me 2. And a rage strike, which gives me 2. Or should I attack first? I mean, should I attack?
Yeah, you could certainly attack things and then move. That's not wrong. Getting rid of that range would be awesome.
Getting rid of what?
The ranged shambler that's right next to you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So then I got the hidden blade. Attack target within run range. So the target has the keyword armor. This does not. And what's the other one? Rage strike. Attack a target within range. You may add a number of fate dice to your rage value equal to your attack dice pool. All right.
So
All right.
what stance are you doing
I'll
this in?
go aggressive so I can get the 2 movement.
Okay.
And then you may add a number of fate dice equal to your rage value. Oh, so I don't have a rage value right now.
Correct.
So,
But you do have 4d10 on the attack.
and then it's plus
And
1.
then,
Yeah, 1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4. Yep. And then 2 fate dice.
Yep.
Oops.
Nice.
So that, oh, wow, that's high rolls. And oops, one more. So that could be a rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then that as well. So I got two rages. So what does it do for me?
You can only change one of your.
Oh, you can only change one of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So all that does is
So-
allow me to reduce the threat, which I just got for attacking him,
Or increase the threat.
or increase the threat. Yeah. Which
Which
since I have a lot, I will do so. Since I'm
Thank you.
ahead of you. Yes. All right,
and
and
then
then so I take him out. Yep.
Mhm.
And then now I have 2 EP. I mean, do I need to do this, or should I just stay here and fight them while you go do that?
That's also an option. That would be fine with me.
Right. So I'm going to use 1 EP to move over here. In that case, so and will you raise the darkness 1, please?
Yep. You should be at 2 threat, by the way, because you gain 1 from doing damage.
Gotcha.
It's 1 per damage, and then 1 plus 1
All right,
on the
and then I will do the riding the edge.
Nice.
This lets me, it's a ranged melee attack. Attack all targets in an orthogonal line. As shown in the diagram, the number of squares covered is equal to 3 plus your rage value. So right now we're just
4
at
squares.
4 squares, but there's only 3 there, so it doesn't really matter.
Right, but it does mean you can end on the other side of them if you want.
Oh, I actually move?
Yes, that's what a dash attack is.
Interesting.
You go as long as you hit them, you can end anywhere in that line.
Okay. So I get plus 1d10, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Or
So I still have that one. So 4?
wait, no,
Wait.
it's 1, 2. Oh, sorry, 3. Yeah, you're right. It's 3.
3? Okay. All right.
That's enough to hit them.
Sweet. I do not get my fate thing, so I kill 3 of them.
Just go ahead and remove those.
All right.
And whoops. And you can end anywhere in there that you want.
I think I'll stay there. So I moved 1. And would you raise the darkness 2? And I will.
And you should gain 3 threat.
I'll just gain. Oh yeah, I don't have any recipes, so I did that. And then what else do I got? Hidden blade, shield bash. Ooh, that gives me 3d10. Should have done that. Requires item shield keyword. Attack 1 target with range 1. If you hit the target, it's prone. I mean, it's gonna die.
Well, if you hit,
anyways.
it's
yeah,
dead.
it's dead anyways. Attack 1 target within range. You may play this card on this Yoga's Heavy if that card is one of your action spaces. If you do, increase the damage. That doesn't matter. So, I mean, that gives me an action. That gives me 2. I mean, this one gives me more dice, so I might as well do it, I guess.
Okay.
Oops. All right, so now I am attacking. I'll just attack the guy to my left.
Okay.
So then that gives me 3. So I get 5 dice.
Yes.
So that's more than
Well,
enough.
certainly do. Yep.
So I raised this 1. I did not get my fate, so I can't reduce that and take this guy off.
Okay. And we get another treasure to it.
All right, and that was another darkness, please. And I have another EP.
Okay.
I might as well. What are we at on the darkness?
4.
All right. Do you have anything else to do after this, or should I keep
Not
going?
this turn.
All right, so I'll just
No,
keep
I need
going
to
then.
discard a bunch of cards.
Damage one. These are the same. There's 2 EP, 2 EP, 1d10. Target. I don't. That doesn't matter. Yeah. So these don't really matter. So I'm just gonna play the Hidden Blade. Oops. And to get one more attack, and it's 1d10. So it's 1, 2, 3d10.
Mhm.
2 fate dice.
Yep.
So I got a damage, and I got a guile, which I can turn to a rage to reduce it. So I'm just leaving my threat the same.
Okay.
And I take this guy out.
Okay, and you also have 2 EP on this card if you would like to use it for anything.
I mean, I guess I'll move over. Just move over here.
You're on a white treasure.
Oh,
also.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could pick that up before you move.
Yeah, I'll pick that up, then move. All right.
All right, draw a card.
And I got a hunting knife.
Okay.
Pick up a treasure token on you or an adjacent square for no EP cost if I get a guile. That's kind of cool.
Does it have a repair cost?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so it goes in your inventory. You do not have it right now.
Right. All right. And that's it for me.
Okay. And the Hidden Blade was also one darkness?
Yes.
Okay.
Get 5 now?
Yep, and we're about to activate. Okay, so my threat will drop by 3, which is fine. And then clear your action spaces. Your threat does not drop at all. And you may discard any cards you want, and then draw up to 5. Oh, good. I finally got a hustle. Okay.
I'm going to draw 5 new cards.
Okay.
All right, what do I got?
Okay. And then we have darkness.
Oh, now I have the Yoke is Heavy, of course.
Of course.
Great.
Okay. So the darkness activates. So we have call to arms, primary target rage or faith. And since we are both on the board, then it is highest threat. Guess who that is?
That would be me.
Event. The number of all captains' attacks is doubled during this darkness cycle, so that's no problem. There are no captains. And if there is no lair, place 1 lair at the tile edge furthest from the heroes. So that would be very bad. Luckily, I haven't included layers in the demo. And this, oh man, we are in trouble. Okay. All right. Okay. Luckily, okay, so the threat penalty.
Threat is 6, so we're good.
6. So the threat penalty doesn't happen, so that's good.
It's a heavy spawn.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. But first, they act. So, okay. So the Shamblers are going to move up to you because you are the prime target. And then you're going to have 4 attacks on you. Is there anything you wish to do? Interrupt-wise.
What does impenetrable mean?
What do you mean?
It says, so I have everyone behind me. Each hero within 4 squares reduces their threat by 2. You may play this card on impenetrable. Oh, it must be another card.
That's another card, yeah.
If that card is one of your action spaces, if you do, each hero within 4 gains impenetrable card effects as long as it remains in play. Okay, so that doesn't do anything.
Action, so that part.
Action, interrupt. I mean, I guess I'll take this to interrupt one monster. So is my threat or my stance is still the same right now. It hasn't changed yet.
Correct.
Okay.
That is why stance resets not when the heroes refresh. That is exactly why that happens.
All right. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll just ignore one attack.
All right. Well, there is two of them that are hitting you.
All right.
So you take one.
Okay.
And okay, and I am also going to play Soothe Wounds. I'm going to drop a vitality and you heal 2.
Right.
And I also get
maxed out now.
I get 2 EP out of that, which was the main reason I did it. So I will go ahead and do that. Yeah. Okay. And that okay, then we get the spawn. And so that is going to be a soulless.
Oh no.
Yeah. And 4 shamblers. Oh wait, we're in scene 3. They spawn over here.
By you? Oh no, they spawn in the scene 3 area.
Yeah. And I forgot to do this shambler. Should have been, and this one's right here, but could not get to you. So none of the other. Whoops. Nope, it's right there. I'm going to put him here. None of the other shamblers could get to you, but they did all move.
All right.
And we spawn 4 more shamblers.
I think you put 2 on the edge of in the other room.
Oh, did I? You're right. You're
these 2,
right.
Yeah.
So they're actually down here, which is good. Okay. And then we reset the darkness back to 0.
All right.
And finish the refresh phase. We have done so. And now we start the next hero turn.
And what are we at? We're at 5. Or no, that was the darkness phase, right?
That was the darkness phase. So
so we're back at
reset
0.
to 0. Yep.
And reset our stances.
Yep.
And draw up.
Nope.
Not yet.
That because the darkness happened in the refresh phase.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm going to hustle.
Okay.
I'm going to do so at aggressive, so that I have 4 EP. So I go 1, 2, 3, and talk to Father Josh. Okay. Going back. Speak with the priest. No test required. I just spend an EP to do so. And listen carefully. I am lost, but the girl must be stopped. She seeks the circle of innocence. The man she took, Nicodemus, was kept here so that his knowledge would be safe from the world. He pursued the knowledge of good and evil, but he is not an evil man. He came to us voluntarily to hide himself from the darkness and to protect this world. So we secreted him away here. We are Knights of the Bright Legion. This prison, the prison of Arthas, is one of 3. It has now failed, but you will not die here. When you are ready, tell me and I will activate the prison's last safeguard. Once triggered, you'll have to run to the exit. And it is already triggered. So we don't have that option. I will raise the darkness by 1 for hustling.
Okay.
1. And now we have to get out. So just do what you can to get out at this point.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. So I got that. And so we're at 1. So we don't even need to attack, right? We just got to get out of here.
Just got to get out.
All right. So I've got I've got 2 things I can do to move at 3 and 2, so that'd be 5. So I'll start doing that. Okay. So I got this yoke is heavy, which allows me to do 3.
Okay. And you can attack 1 target before you move, or after. If you want to clear the way. That's not wrong.
Sure. Well, let me do. It's at I guess let me do. Actually, let me do Harvested Bones first, because then I get that's a area attack, and I was gonna do it anyway to use the moves. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna do this one over here in just a second, and Harvested Bones. All right, so now I can make an attack.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me +1 d10, so it's 1, 2, 3.
And unfortunately, you don't have any rage at the moment.
Right. Only one.
That's
Oh,
okay.
but that gets
You
all of
only
them.
need one. Yeah,
Right.
because
Alright.
it's only one monster type.
All right, so that just takes out these 3 in the corner here.
Okay. Look at all this treasure that we're gonna have to leave behind.
Yeah, right. All right, and then that gives me 3, or that gives me 2. So I'm just gonna run with that, I guess.
You also gain 3 threat, just so you know.
Okay. Oof.
Yep.
I did not get any special things. So 1,
Nope.
2, 3. All right, and then I get 2 EP. So that's 1, 2.
So you'd be in that square.
Yep. And then I have the yoke is heavy. So I can attack with this card as well.
Yeah.
All right, so I might as well attack this guy. So that's 3 EP, damage 1, range 1. I've got the shield, so it's just the same. 3. So that's only two dice because I don't have anything extra. Okay. The 8 will do it, and I get 1 rage, so that lets me reduce my threat. So that just evens out. So I kill this guy, and then I have what did I say?
3 EP.
3 EP. So
Yep.
I'll just start running.
Yeah, and stop.
3.
No, stop.
Oh,
Stop when you make your first move.
why is that? Oh, because of the
because of the collapsing
right
ceiling.
All right.
All right. So the rows are numbered 1 to 10. All right. So first we do the row. So that's going to be
2.
2.
All right.
Good.
Oof. Yep. That's yeah.
Yeah, and then we roll the column.
All right.
Which is
6.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's in the bad guys.
It's gonna crush that guy right
Nice.
there. And I just realized our stone token is the wrong size. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use a pillar token.
All right.
So he dies immediately.
Nice.
And there's a stone there.
All right. Do you have to roll every time I move?
It is when you enter odd numbered rows. So you don't when you walk next to him or next to that stone, but you do when you step into the next row. So now we roll again.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
Sure.
All right. The row first.
Row 9. Column 2.
Okay. So that'll go here.
All right.
Oh, wait.
And I don't have anything else that gives me EP.
Okay.
So
and that raised the darkness another 1, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So we should be at 4. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for cleaning things out a little bit.
I'm
going to decide. Boy, I'm so low on vitality. Oh boy, I don't think I want to activate the darkness quite yet. I think I'd like to go to a new turn.
All right.
So unless you have another card you'd like to play,
nope.
That's going to be it. All right. So reduce your threat by the number of empty spaces.
Okay.
And clear your action spaces. and then discard your any cards you want to, and draw back up to 5.
I think I'll get this one. And they're gonna come in. I'll keep it. 4 more.
Okay, then the darkness raises by 1 point, which does not activate it. And
Uh-oh. How did I rotate it? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And then reset your stance. Looks like you did. And then we are on a new turn. Okay. Okay. I'm actually... Yeah, okay. This is not bad. I'm feeling very thankful about some of my draws. Okay, so I'm going to go first because I need to heal before anything else happens.
I mean, I only have one thing that gives me 2 EP, so...
Okay. Do you have a lot of interrupts?
I've got 2 interrupts, but they're not that great.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to heal myself for 2. And gain 2 EP. So I'm gonna move here. And then that's 1 darkness, which will actually activate the darkness. But I really, really wanted to heal before that happened. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play Guardian Angel before the darkness happens. I gain 2 threat, but successful attacks must be re-rolled on me. Okay, so now we have a darkness card. And it is... Okay, so aggressive stance. Neither of us are in aggressive stance currently. And then highest threat.
That'd be me?
Yes, it is. No treasure is generated until the end of the current round. Oh, boy. That's fine. We're just trying to get out right now.
Yeah.
Threat penalty 9.
That is very close, but not quite.
Oh, good. Because that would have reduced our action spaces by 1. Oh, boy. Okay. So you are the prime target. So stuff is going to try and attack you. So this Shambler will move 1. This Shambler will move 2, but doesn't get to you. This Shambler will move 2, doesn't get to you. This one will move 2, doesn't get to you. So
and I'm going to play Impenetrable, so it requires an item with the shield keyword. When this card is in one of your action spaces, increase the target number of all attacks targeting you by your rage value. Oh, shoot. What is that?
Is it a rage card itself?
It is not.
Do you have another interrupt you want to play first?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that doesn't do anything for me.
Unless it gives you EP or...
So wait, when can I put cards in my, like, blank cards in there? When can I do that? At any time during the hero phase or
so
darkness
here's what
cycle.
You can do.
Yeah.
Also, if you you have not decided your stance for this turn.
Right.
You go into cautious.
Yeah.
You could draw more cards every time you play an interrupt.
All right, I'll do that. All right, so I'm going to do Impenetrable. Oops.
And if you don't get a card you want to play as an interrupt, you could always then play some cards face down. So that does raise the darkness by 1.
Hustle, so it doesn't really do any good. But I do, so now I can just draw 1?
Do you want to play some face down? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so just drag them up.
Okay, so now... So they're -1 TN.
Yep. Well, their TN is increased,
Yes.
not reduced. You
Right,
want
right,
it to
right.
be increased.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So so it looks like I've got 2 ranged shamblers and a soulless that are able to attack you right now. So
Ouch.
could have been worse. There's the shamblers. 8 is what they needed, so they will. One of them will hit you.
Okay. That's 1 damage. All right.
Okay. Then the soulless at range 3.
You needed a 5, a 6.
Needed a 6, right? So he misses you.
Nice.
Good, good. And does not get the curse either. So cool. So that's a miss on their part. They have all acted, and so then they spawn. So we'll get a bunch of shamblers down here. It is a normal spawn. Okay. Okay. That is the darkness phase. They darkness drops to 1 because it was at 7. Okay. We may continue.
All right. So I drew a card. So I'm in my cautious stance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna affect everything. So I'm not gonna get a bunch of. I can't change that, right? Because I can't do anything. So if it says no, it means I can't do those things.
Correct. So I have stuff that I can do. So
yeah, go for it.
If you want to hang out,
I can't do anything.
All right. So I'm going to do angelic word. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Sorry. No, it won't bring me there. Hold on. Let me hustle first. So I'm hustling cautiously. So 1, 2, 3 to there. And that will raise, and I draw 2 cards and discard 1. Oh, these should be in my discard. Okay, so pray, I like. And another hustle, I also like. Boy, that's a tough choice. I think I'm going to keep the hustle, actually. Okay. Ooh, that raises the darkness by 1. And I think, actually, I just want to hustle. Do I want to kill this guy or just hustle? Oof. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy. Okay, so I move 2. Actually, I'm gonna move 1, do the attack, and then move the second one.
Okay.
So I have 3 faith, so I will in fact roll 5d10 on this attack.
Nice.
Oops, sorry, it should only be 2. I'll re-roll my fate dice. Okay, I definitely hit. My threat will go up 1.
And
Nature and rage.
You can convert that, right? That nature?
No, I convert darkness.
Darkness.
I convert darkness to faith. Yeah. Sadly, no. But that's okay. I definitely do destroy him. He does not drop treasure because of the darkness card. And I move to here. So now I'm on this board. Okay. And that will raise the darkness by 1. Okay. That is what I got.
All right, I've got a hustle, so let me do that. So that raises the darkness by 1, and I can move 2. Hold on, let me draw a card first. And I got you can have this, so that doesn't really help me at the moment. So I've got 2 EP. I'm not aggressive, so I don't get more, but I'm just gonna move, I guess, a little bit.
Yep.
Let's see what else I got. If I got a straight line attack, and it's only straight line. It's not. I can't do diagonal, right?
Correct.
If I move, can I move, attack, and then move my other EP?
Yes. That's what I just did. The things on a single card can be done in any order, but you must do that card completely before you do.
All right, I'll just move there actually, and then I'll do just my attack straight over.
Hold on, before you do,
sure.
You need to roll the ceiling dice.
All right.
Because you're in row 5 now.
All right, I got a 9.
Okay.
And a 8.
Okay. Could you do me a favor, since you are the host? Those pillar tokens.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab the ones by the door.
Sure.
So there's one of them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and then I needed to move.
Let's hope we don't get the door blocked.
Yeah. All right, so this is make all attacks in an orthogonal line is shown. The number of squares covered is equal to 3 plus your rage, so it could be 4. And I get 1d10, so it's 3d10.
So are you going to try to include the Solus in that and move 1 down, or are you going to do it in the line you're in?
I could only move 2. That's all I could do.
Oh, right. This one doesn't have EP on it, so yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So what did I say? 1, 2, I think 3 dice is what I said. Yeah.
I believe so.
A 9 and a 5. So, and 2 rages. So I'll leave my threat the same.
It'll go up by 1 because you're killing 2 of them.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. You had a hustle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think we increased.
No, not yet. Yeah. So 3 total.
All right. Well, that'll activate the darkness at the end of this card.
All right. And it's getting kind of late. We were supposed to be I was hoping to finish by 3. So I think this is probably a good spot to call it.
So you've killed a couple of things. We would draw a new darkness card. I think we're in a good position. We very well might make it out, but we'll leave that question for the future.
Yeah. So this was so thanks for walking me through this. If you want to grab the Myth demo, you can at the website, which I just put in the chat there. You can get it on Tabletop Simulator, which is what we're playing on now, or you can get the print and play version.
Yeah, and I'll update the gold decks to just make sure that everything's correct.
Oh yeah, and then I think you said the little cave-in cards were not the right size either. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Well, cool. So for Ulysses Spila, I am Robert Adducci, and I'm here with Eric Simon. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and let us know if you play this game. This will go up on YouTube in the comments. Let us know there, or on our other social media. Let us know what you thought of it. And there's a Myth Facebook page. You can go join us there. You can also join us on our Ulysses Discord as well. Have a good one. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.